Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Lobo's Looks Live. With me, as always, is YoJimbo and DanMalore. What's up, guys?
What up, everybody?
Hello.
Um, this week we only have one show to talk about instead of two. That being the Mandalorian. Huh?
I don't know if you could hear that if it came through
Oh.
the noise filter, but someone was just driving their speeder
Oh.
very fast.
No, I didn't hear it. Yeah, so we just have the one episode of Mando this week. What was it called? Guns
for hire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting episode.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
another side quest.
Yeah, another side quest, probably a couple more cameos than we probably needed.
So many cameos.
One cameo is usually enough. This time we got 3. So
do you have it on your screen? Who directed this episode? I think she's
it was Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't have it on my screen, but it was Bryce Dallas Howard.
Going from the top of the episode, we go at seeing more of the exact same species we dealt with when the previous time she actually directed.
Yes, every species that a lot of.
You mean the what are they called? The squid guys?
The Quarren, yeah.
Quarren.
Yeah. And they're always the bad guys. Like they almost always show them as the bad guys.
So much stuff happened in this episode that I actually forgot about the opening scene of this, and that was kind of laughing.
Yeah.
So,
but here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Did you catch the fact that that's probably a thing that was like goes back to the first season as far as like the guy who skipped out and like was on the run? It was one of the jobs that like Din got offered.
Yes, about
about
a prince that finally got him. Finally got him.
Yep.
The community is like, there's a lot of chat. I haven't listened to too much podcasts, too busy today, but this is very Clone Wars-ish episode.
Oh yeah,
like
it was a live,
like a Clone Wars live action.
It was a live action episode of like Rebels or something. It was
I got a very George Lucas Clone Wars kind of vibe from it. Yeah. That talking about the voices, this is the last time we talked about the voices with the Mon Cal. Like having that voice coming out of that face is kind of. I thought they're supposed to be slurpy, and
then the guy was like talking. I love
you. Why don't they talk like that? I would have been. I would have liked that more. It was just a little too soap opera-y, like clean. Like it just sounds like a teenager. No, but I love you, so I can't leave. Like that. Like takes me out of it a little bit.
There was a tiny bit of fun bit there, though. The whole like dropping the fish in, or like bringing the martini glass, and then it's just pouring it in.
There was a couple of fishes being eaten in this episode. I don't know if that's supposed to be a metaphor for anything, but later on
at the dinner,
Grogu gets one. Yeah, it's just recognize that. But yeah, that opening scene, I was just like, the voices again. Yeah, voices just don't fit for me. I want like fish voices and like a squid voice.
Or there's like no kind of filtering or making like anything different out of it. It's just
a wheeze, because they're supposed to be aquatic species in atmosphere, so shouldn't they be wheezing a little bit?
Do some sound design, like do some sound design, because that's what all it takes is just like do some modulation. So it would help something alien.
It would help, break that barrier, pausing the disbelief there. It would help that.
I'm gonna bring up the
screenshot.
Well, my Disney Plus stream basically. So this is our first live action look at a Quarren.
Like I like it. It's cool looking.
As soon as I saw it, I kind of felt like I knew what it was.
It has notes of Mon Cal tech.
Yeah.
They are basically
ships. They do cohabitate the same planet, right?
Yeah, maybe they even helped engineer and stuff. So sorry, guys, I'm adjusting my mic. There we go.
Or the design rigors of living on that world dictate certain elements, like the rounded shape helping dissipate pressure or something.
Yeah.
Here's the Moncal captain.
Yep. Check out them teeth.
That is.
See,
that's right there.
That's cool art design.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool, the whole fish tank captain's chair, basically, that just
yeah, apparently on Moncal ships they have tanks like that too, so they can rest, you know.
Yeah.
When they don't have to share a room with the humanoids. Or air breathing humanoids, I guess.
Let's see here. What else we got? So we got
very
them
Star Trek-ish, actually, to me.
Yeah, so we got them being held by a Star Destroyer. The same Star Destroyer that our heroes took from Moff Gideon. There we go.
Did anybody think that it was going to be Gideon or some other warlord? She even says warlord she's like, oh, I didn't know there was any warlords in charge in this area.
Right.
And I kind of thought it was going to be like, oh, you're screwed.
Yeah, I first split second was thinking it was going to be, the bad guys for the,
yeah, same.
Of course, it was. There's a drained chair. I'm looking for
very Star Trekky, or SG-1.
Yeah, that's a really weird looking bridge design. I'm not used to seeing Star Destroyers without the balls on the top of the.
Yeah, how do you show your masculinity without those shield generators?
Right.
It's like the things that hang under the trucks.
Yep.
And here we go. Our first look at is that Axe Woves? Is that dude's name?
I mean, we were wondering what happened to him, right?
Yeah.
And they kind of in the last episode.
Yeah, Axe Woves was the one. So when we first meet the Bo-Katan and the Night Owls, when they, I guess was it the episode where Grogu almost gets fed to some sea creature, and Din dives in. We're introduced to three members of the Night Owls, which was of course Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves, and this guy. And during the finale of season 2, the only representatives of those three were Bo and Koska Reeves. So this guy was MIA, and I don't think they've explained why he wasn't there. Or am I mistaken?
He might have already broken off, lost faith in her or something.
Because she didn't,
or he always has his helmet on.
Well, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. So he's basically explaining, he's American. If you got the money, I'll.
I'd also like to point out that Bryce Dallas directed that episode that introduced them to. Well, introduced them into the show.
Right.
So.
All right. So let's see. There's Koska Reeves there
on the left of the screen there. She was also in that other episode in season 2, right?
Yeah, that's Koska.
Got it.
A professional wrestler.
Yeah.
What's her? Oh, I can't remember her name right now. Yeah.
When it comes back to you, remind us, because I don't know anything.
I think she just recently left WWE and is now on AEW. But
she still wrestles.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been watching that stuff. They don't give a name for these other two people hanging out.
Nope.
Some randos.
Yep.
Rando Mandos.
All right. I'm just gonna. Was trying to use.
This is Gideon's ship, the one that was at the end of season.
Yeah,
2?
this is the one that they captured Gideon on. So this is the Moncals have this guy, this prince captured. This was pretty cringeworthy, if you ask me.
It would have been better if his voice was more like you would expect. Not a human.
Well, what kind of bothered me was like when we started and the the ship was not in direct contact. The Squid Head ship was not in contact. Was first contacted by the Star Destroyer when they were just talking amongst themselves. We did get alien language with subtitles.
Yes.
And then
they just broke.
Yeah. They realized they thought they were talking to the Empire, and they started speaking basic. But
fine.
Once this part happened, when these two characters are talking to each other, why are they still talking in basic? They would be talking in their native tongues, not in Empire, speak. They'd be
it's a mess.
Yeah,
it's a slip of the writing. Like, it wasn't necessary. It's what make Star Wars has so much precedent for alien languages. It's like no one would think twice of having something.
It's just the same as like the film, the wipe in Red October, where they're just like, from one second they're speaking Russian, and then the next second they're all speaking their own accents.
Yeah,
okay, that's what happened. It just
you could do that if in mid sentence. That's how they do that. They handle that sometimes, and other.
Well, like the camera, it was both a camera movement and mid sentence. Like, but this one's just like, we're just gonna go.
Give me some lip or some gurgling, or, like anything to remind me that it's not a humanoid. It's not a human. It's a calamari talking to a squid.
A squid talking to a squid. You mean?
Oh, this lobster squid action, like the tentacles caressing the chin. This is
it's an abomination.
It
should not be allowed.
No, it's like I don't know.
But what would their child look like? Would it just be like
mixed race?
Squid?
Terrible.
It would just be like full squid, right?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at Star Wars Rebels, Harrison Dula and Kanan Jarrus, a Twi'lek and a human, have a baby that looks pretty much human, except it's got green hair. So who knows? No tentacles involved, So, but yeah, it's
a Corrin with giant eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fortunately, that goes by quick.
Yeah. I was really glad
it's over quick.
I was really glad that scene was just a little intro, and then we're back to the main deal. So we got that
ship is always looks cool, even sitting still.
Yeah. So we got.
What I like is seeing more of them. Like there's actually other ones that weren't destroyed by the Empire.
Dinbo, Grogu, and R5D4 coming to this planet, looking for the. So this is the planet we've seen in the trailers.
More UI. I can never get enough of Star Wars UI, and they also do such a great job.
That looks like a cool place to go.
Yeah, it looks like a Mandalorian city.
Yeah,
this is how it looked before the bombs dropped.
Yeah, Mandalorian, Epcot Center.
I was gonna say that's Epcot Center.
They should just blast it.
I know Epcot Center when I see Epcot Center, and that's Epcot Center. Like the idea of Epcot Center was an idyllic place.
See, this is how the entrance to the Star Wars galaxy should look like.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. Once they get close enough, like they lose control of the ship. Like they're remote controlled in. Like not a tractor beam, but straight hacked. Like
I'm gonna assume that the Mandos that are working for this planet gave them like the backdoor password or something to stop.
Well, I don't know. Mandos. I don't know. They do have that nanotech. So who knows? I don't.
No, but somehow they have a backdoor to a Mando ship, and that might have been the other Mandos had something to do with it.
I was kind of under the impression that they can do that to whatever ship.
This is antithetical to Star Wars is all manual, so this stuff can't happen. That's not supposed to happen.
Landing control systems, though, it makes sense.
I just wanted to know that she could turn it off if she wanted to. She's like,
Right.
she started pushing buttons, and then she's like, eh.
Might as well get a free ride.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get in this,
Mhm.
you know.
A monorail, sir.
Oh yeah,
little ominous.
that's right. I skipped
The
that.
cool thing, don't go too far
Oh,
because
the Imper-
the
The
Imperial
Imperial
they're
droids,
cool.
yes.
Yeah. That droid has a huge head.
Yes, it does.
It's like yeah.
These
just-
look like the two.
I just keep hearing Mike Myers and look at that boy's huge head. Like
can't unsee it.
yeah.
In the comic books, there's the two anti R2 and 3PO, the evil ones that torture people. That this is what kind of they look like this.
Right.
They're all
What I think is really cool though is we have reflection in the back of this astromech unit. With
if you look really close, you can see the crew.
Can you?
No.
I'm like trying to stare at my TV.
They're shooting with a long lens, so they're
yeah. Like, but like it's like it's properly like the
Now tell me this: is this on the volume?
Of course it is.
Okay. I mean, I assume it is, but
it
looks pretty darn good.
The ending sequence, that's in this where all the Mandos are.
Yeah.
That was filmed on location. Oh man, I knew the name of the park. It's a park just right near Long Beach. It was kind of funny. Jason Ward on Making Star Wars on it. He's like, that's the park around the block from my house. So, but oh hey, Kate's here again. Hello, Kate.
Hey.
Hi. She's just here for Jack Black.
So, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, spoiler.
But we'll get to that. We will get to that. So yeah, so we got them showing up. These Imperial droids. I heard a couple people compare them to the droids that Dr. Aphra has, but
yes.
Dr. Aphra's got like a actual like 3PO style protocol droid, not a Death Star droid thing, which the original toy for that was called.
It looks like 3PO, but all black.
Right. And then the astromech that she has is not a traditional RT unit, but it's got like that cone head kind of shape.
Yeah. They just remind me of them because they're evil. Anything black is evil, right? Chime.
You're talking to a guy who wears all black all day, all year. So
no,
so they have
the music. It's so good. The sound design for this part.
They have to show their chain codes for the shuttle to the train thing to.
Yeah, have we seen this done before? We've seen people show each other their chain codes, but never like having to scan in to like a computer system. That wasn't.
Yeah, never. No, this was the first time it's been done like this.
And they have like a cell phone music tone that comes on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, welcome to Epcot Center.
All right, so here we go. Like, oh, sorry.
They showed their ID.
Hoping for this. So, like, this looks like it's like Tomorrowland and some other.
I would totally go.
Right.
I haven't been to
like
the Disneyland in a long time, but
could you imagine if they switch up the monorail at Disneyland to emulate this train shuttle system that they got going on here?
It'd be so cool.
It'd be hilarious. All right, so here we go. They walk in to this dining hall, and
it's got
as soon as they walked in, it's got everything, including our first two cameos of the episode, Jack Black and Lizzo.
Mm-hmm.
Like first, I didn't.
And also,
did it take you out of it to see him?
Yeah, it did.
Did you also notice the music change? Like
no.
When she came on, it switches to flutes.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Is that
now flutes?
Is that a
hygienic music in the scene, or
I think it is.
You're hearing the music that's playing during the party scene.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, that makes
sense.
It's
flute music. Like
is that
Lizzo plays a flute in her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know. I only know Lizzo from interviews and stuff that I've seen her in. I don't know anything about her actual musical career.
My friend Sid has actually been in one of her music videos a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Random fact.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
I
that's
I know your friend Sid, and no, it's not Sid from the Bad Batch.
This is for the.
She's a way cooler Sid.
This is for the viewers to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Not Sid Slytherin. I know she's not named Sid Slitherback or whatever, but I call
Good
her
pause. That's a good pause there.
Yeah.
They let
So
him
here
keep
we
his
have-
beard for this too. That's what I laughed. My first laugh was like,
Well,
oh,
that's-
they didn't even have him shave his beard or anything.
Nope, they curled it a little, but
Yeah, but that I think is good, because if when they came through the door and I saw them sitting there, I was like, wait, is that JB? Wait.
Yeah.
And then they got closer. But if he didn't have the beard, he would have been way more recognizable right away.
Mhm.
So,
Totally.
but
I like his shoulder cape thing. I don't know if that has a name, but cool art design. I thought that was funny.
Captain Bombardier.
He can do that that kind of snooty royalty voice, so that worked for me pretty good. Like, okay, he knows how to talk like a.
But
like
as you can see on his chest, he's got that same pin.
Yep.
From the
he's got the A thing, the scarlet letter.
Yeah.
That he is a former Imperial.
Yep.
Got it. So they make people all over the universe wear that.
Yep.
Thing?
Yeah.
They have to wear that piece of flair. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Also, I'd like to point out we got the trooper in the back using the stormtrooper armor with like modifications for the local like fashion.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know.
The other one's wearing a different thing, like just a cape instead.
Yep.
Interesting. I wonder what that's all about.
So like
now, if he was a separatist, was Jack Black
he's
a separatist during the war?
He is an Imperial.
The planet itself,
the Empire.
The planet itself was a separatist planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she is a separatist.
Mm-hmm. Got it. He's not. That's right.
But he's not.
An Imperial.
Yeah.
He fell in love with her. And
afterwards.
Got it. He must have been a really rich one, because I can't see him being like a competent Imperial.
No.
He must have been like aristocracy or something.
Here's the thing, though. No,
he's a captain. He says, right?
No, what he is that they said he's like in charge of settlement construction and like social order things.
Yeah.
So he is basically a city builder who builds brutalist, totalitarian things, and this is basically a deconstruction of like what his this actual thing was. Is that like, just imagine trying to control people and their movements and their daily lives in tiny incremental ways. Yeah.
And now they live in a walled city, walled garden with robots doing everything for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's kind of interesting.
They're two steps away from the humans in WALL-E.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got that vibe too. It's almost like WALL-E.
But Grogu loves it.
He's stoked. He thinks Jack Black's he thinks
he wants to pull on his beard.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, the moment where like he's not good with strangers, and then of course jumps out.
Yeah.
Well, she offers him a fish, so immediately.
Yeah, she offered him food.
Yeah.
Especially
Good, another good screen cap. both
these are totally random 10 seconds forward on Disney Plus. But
oh man,
no, he's stoked. He probably want to stay on this planet. It's colorful. They got
lots of food.
Yeah. They got water that tastes like fish. They got fish, like little tiny fishes, and
that tastes like water.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Jack Black's so big on top and like skinny legs coming down. Like a cartoon character. This is a very cartoony episode. So
it was very, very cartoony.
All worked for it. Just wacky episode. Some people like were very put off by it, from what I understand. I was okay with it.
Yeah.
Then you go to
Doc here we go with cameo number 3, and we're only 10 minutes into 15 minutes into the episode. We got Christopher Lloyd's character finally introduced as a like controller guy, comptroller. I'm not sure if that's the right term or not, but
he is in charge of security.
I was kind of disappointed that he was just a desk jockey. He wasn't some kind of old Mandalorian dude or anything like that. Like a lot of the
well, to be fair, he was like he was something. He just was hiding it at this point. Like,
well, I mean,
he's important because he's controlling all the droids.
Mm-hmm. And he did a good misdirection too, like talking about this is the shutdown. If you touch this, they all shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
The Chekhov's gun. Like
originally, he showed the button. But then later,
like that big red button though. I feel like it. I mean, we'll double check when we get there, but I feel like it might have switched sides. I don't remember it being off to his left. I thought it was off to his right.
It's a modular desk.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
he can move it anywhere he wants.
I saw like on another like the translation of one of the screens that he sees is Sector 7G.
Oh, nice.
So he's in Homer Simpson's section.
That's funny
because he also has like the round desk like Homer Simpson.
Yeah. So like the whole point of so Jack Black's character, I can't remember
this is very
character name, hires Din and Bo, or not hires, but the trade-off for them to being able to meet the Mandalorians that are protecting this planet is to help them with their droid problem. And their droid problem is supposed to be malfunctioning droids need to be, find out why they're malfunctioning. And they get
people.
They need to be decommissioned.
Well, it seems like it seems like it
is very Blade Runner. I said that when I was watching it too. I was like, this is Blade Runner.
Right. But the thing is they don't really show the droids doing that bad of stuff.
Oh, they cut away when the Ginsu.
Oh, that's what I wanted to check, and I just fast forwarded to it.
There's a distinct lack of spice in this show.
Well, it's Disney.
There should be spice addicts.
I was thinking that too.
The closest thing we got is that clone that was a homeless clone,
right?
In Kenobi. It's like, whoa, a homeless person in Star Wars.
So were you talking about the K2SO?
Yeah, the K2SO droids in the concept art, and we did not get that. And see, like this makes more sense for the Star Destroyer to be kind of stuck in orbit to it, or just aerial,
just kind of floating.
Yeah, not actually be on the ground, but I mean, I guess
maybe they do it sometimes. Maybe they just move around.
But this is my
doing something.
My Disney Plus decided to crap out. It doesn't seem like it's going to come out of this loop, so I'm going to just go.
Oh, that's all we're going to get.
I kind of wanted to see what the actor, I guess it would be the mortician, the morgue operator. I wanted to try to find her name out because, like I said, she looks super, super familiar to me. Yeah.
If they want to recreate any more like random Ralph McQuarrie images and droids, that'd be quite all right with me.
Yeah.
So 2 more episodes, right?
Yes, 2 more episodes. Hopefully we get some Moff Gideon stuff going on because come on.
Mean, they got a lot to do. If they're like a 25-minute episode and the season finale is like 35, oh man, I think people would be disappointed. I would be disappointed.
They're going to give us a 17-minute finale.
I wouldn't put it past Disney. We ran out of money. Sorry.
20 minutes
they have a lot
animatics.
to do. They have a lot to do in a very short amount of time.
Yeah,
and I kind of wish it would just be like an end of season 2-hour episode.
I kind of feel like though a lot of the stuff that has been in some of these episodes, it feels like they took. Like we got an 8-episode season with like 15 episodes worth of content condensed.
Yeah. For example, in the last episode, I think it was the last episode where the X-Wing pilot goes to Coruscant.
Yeah.
That they were like, this is totally ripped from Rangers of the New Republic. That whole
Right.
This was supposed to be in another show. Like this, there's weird stuff going on with the writing. Like they drew from other, like we were saying, Grogu wasn't supposed to be in it, so they have to put that in there. Yeah. I didn't notice. I just want to mention. I didn't notice Filoni was in that bar too in the last episode. Him and the female director, I forget her name.
Right. Yeah.
Where they were also at that bar.
They're at the other end of the bar. Yeah. Well, I saw Dave Filoni's name pop up in the credits, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I had to go back and find it.
I always assume it's like as a producer role, but Zeb was so cool. So if they can do like characters like that, that's how it should be done.
Well, I mean, everybody's been
and he sounded good.
Well, it was Steve Bloom doing the voice.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But did we talk about that Zeb is basically the original like Chewbacca design, kind of?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Corey.
I don't know if we did on camera, if that was about off-camera discussion. But yeah, he
was first Wookiee.
Yeah, there's a scene in one of the episodes of Rebels where Zeb is described as a rare hairless Wookiee. So.
Wasn't Han Solo originally supposed to be like a Zeb looking kind of guy? I'm just remembering stuff from like old behind the scenes books.
Art books. Like Chewbacca and Han Solo were basically the same character.
Fused, yes. Exactly.
It sounds familiar, but it's been a while.
And now he's an X-Wing pilot or a Y-Wing pilot.
Right.
Yeah, 2 episodes to go. They got a lot to do. We haven't even seen Moff Gideon. Do you think we're gonna see Thrawn?
No.
He won't be in this season.
No, I think Thrawn is 100% for the Ahsoka show. And he probably won't even show up in the Ahsoka show
until the end of that season. So yeah, where
like look what they did in Mandalorian season 1. We weren't introduced to Moff Gideon until the second to last episode. Right?
That's true.
Mandalorian season 2, Moff Gideon really doesn't show up until the Grogu doing his meditation thing.
Oh, for Kate's sake,
yeah,
you should mention the actor's name for Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon is Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, he's a very good.
So if you're a fan of shows like, I don't know,
she really likes him.
Breaking Bad, you might be familiar with him.
That reminds me, in the last episode, somebody pointed out, you know how they found Beskar in that Lambda shuttle?
Yes.
The Empire also used Beskar. They were stealing it from Mandalore.
Right. Mm-hmm. And not only that, that warlord that Ahsoka fights when in the episode that we're introduced to Ahsoka to, has a spear made out of Beskar. So it's really, to me, if you're using a weapon and you're like hitting the wall, little snippets of that weapon are gonna kind of leave residue on the wall. So maybe someone with a similar weapon used left the residue behind or whatever it was.
Yeah, I guess
because it wasn't like it wasn't pure. It was just alloy. Did you say Beskar alloy? So
there was trace of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. That's not necessarily a Mandalorian that.
Yeah, I think true Mandalorians would be pretty sure to leave with all the Beskar that they showed up with. Like,
yeah. And Gideon would definitely be tortured and killed.
Hey, Bo-Katan left that one fight without all her Beskar, though.
Oh, she left it in the water. The one that fell.
That is true, but that was
different.
I mean, it was
different situation.
It wasn't a everybody's on the ship dead kind of thing. It was she was fighting against a creature, and a piece of armor fell into the water that is known to house creatures that eat people. So, but yeah, so that was a really unique episode.
It was wacky. It was wacky. It was very cartoonish.
Yeah.
It's not a deal breaker for me because I love the Clone Wars and Rebels.
No, but I heard a a couple guys who are usually a little more forgiving
Critical.
with a lot of this stuff, being extra critical, and at times it felt a little.
Well, I kind of get it because they're like, where is this season going? And
right,
yeah, you know,
it has not had a clear direction the whole season.
No, and again, goes back
Filoni,
to the conversation. It's like multiple shows got shoved into this show.
I mean,
something weird happened.
Favreau did say at last year's Star Wars Celebration, which again, this year's Star Wars Celebration starts on Friday.
I hope they announce a movie. I already said that before.
And panels do start for this year's Star Wars Celebration at because it's in London. Stuff starts at 5 a.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
So,
oh boy.
Well, I'm not watching it live anyway, so I'll just get the recaps.
A lot of stuff isn't being streamed. I think they're going to stream some panels, but a lot of people are going to be like the big main panels are not going to be streamed, but there will be people reporting on it.
Yeah, some of my favorite podcasts are going to be reporting on it. So
obviously, none of us are going to be there. So,
I'm going to be there.
You're going to fly to London right now? What's going on?
When does it start?
Friday. In like a little over 24 hours. So, yeah.
Very cool. I'm excited. I'm waiting for like announcements, new shows, new movies. Mm-hmm. Show us that Star Wars still has a pulse.
There is I know last week you mentioned that there's a lot of chatter about the Acolyte not being a thing anymore. The lead actress on that is actually made a statement recently that there is going to be more news coming out about the Acolyte very soon.
We should probably hear about it this weekend.
I'm expecting it this weekend. So it is not canceled.
Got it.
Just to be clear, it is not canceled.
Well, I'm not the super authority out of it. I was just regurgitating.
Right. No, there is chatter. There is from what I could dig up, there is some kind of somebody got fired from the show and is suing the production.
Yeah, one of the producers.
But
right?
Yeah, so I don't know, but there's been a lot of shakeup over at Disney. So
they're letting people go and this and that. Yeah. I mean, we won't know until the dust settles. It's still too early about that. Are they going to do anything about Jedi Survivor at Celebration? Do you think?
I don't know. I know that EA and Respawn had flown out a whole bunch of content producers from YouTube. They flew them out to Los Angeles and let people get like a 4-hour hands-on thing. So there are a bunch of
cool.
there are a bunch of there's a bunch of YouTube videos about Jedi Survivor.
A lot of them are basically about like the character customization.
They weren't
fully open.
They weren't the people that came out to do the test play. None of them were allowed to capture their own footage, and they were given a like a stock. Here's the footage you're allowed to show on your YouTube channel, and you're not allowed to talk about this list of stuff.
Wow.
And that's I mean,
the one technical thing that I like about Survivor is that it's a current gen only. There's no backport to Xbox One or PS4, which is finally this is a video game related thing, but there's been like this malaise of cross gen. We've been stuck in cross gen for like 3 years now. And it's like trying to let the old hardware retire, and you can still release indie games for that, but like AAA games, they're being hamstrung by having
come out with the previous. Yeah.
It's like these new consoles are way more powerful than the last one. Like it's not like double or twice; it's like 5 or 6 times the power. Like it's finally.
Well, yeah, I mean it's like
I get why they do it for money, right? You want to sell to as many people as possible, but
when you want to talk about money, you start talking about like the stuff that goes on in sports game development because they have to release a new one every year. So there's a lot
and make sure that all your achievements don't, unless you pay for the new one, you lose everything. It's kind of
well, they basically incentivize you paying for things in game, and then new season comes out, and everything you just paid for is now worthless.
Yep.
Unless you played the old version.
It doesn't transfer to the new game.
I still feel like the only like annual we don't get them anymore, but when they were doing like semi-annual releases for like games that have a bunch of downloadable content. The only game that did it right in my franchise that did it right in my opinion was Rock Band. Because they let you use, all the way up to Rock Band 4. If you bought DLC for Rock Band 1, it still works on Rock Band 4. Like that, that was great.
Didn't transfer, the licensing didn't transfer.
Yeah, sometimes licensing
but those were disc songs that
got it. Yeah.
Not the if you bought it individual. Yeah, but if you bought it individually on either PlayStation or Xbox like Marketplace, that stuff, you still got that content. Like,
weird question, totally off topic, but could the newer songs DLC work on the original game?
No, it doesn't go backwards. It only moves forward.
Only forward. So you can get like stuff from the first.
Even it won't show up in your downloaded songs.
No.
Right. Rock Band 1 songs, right, work on Rock Band 1 and on Rock Band 2. Rock Band 2 songs work on Rock Band 2 and Rock Band 3.
No, but what about DLC songs?
That's what I'm talking about, the DLC stuff.
Got it. Not the
like
disc songs.
The disc songs were a separate download.
Catch us on our Rock Band YouTube show. On another channel. Thanks,
we're bringing it back.
That what I would be down for that. If people want to see that, let us know in the comments.
We talked about this in music though. Getting the music on is, it's a music.
I've watched
game,
the videos about it that it's like so much harder nowadays between licensing. And the actual problem is hardware now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not a problem for Lobo.
No.
I still got
all the hardware.
I still got it. There's I don't know if you could see it. There's some Rock Band drum kits in the background.
I just gave him another kit. I gave him my old
the old stage kit, which I wish. I wish they would do something. See, I mean, I know this is supposed to be a Star Wars talking thing, but like, I really feel like if games in general that require extra peripherals that aren't, just controllers, they got to make the same device work on every system that they're developing the software for. You don't if you're going to sell a plastic guitar to be used for a video game, it needs to work on for all three major consoles, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony.
Maybe some licensing.
And not make like the super hardcore people that want to play it on all platforms buy,
three different
things. And then on your sales floors, you got to have enough for all the different SKUs. No, just one. Just give me one. And then
USB-C as a connector, please, for the actual game companies. Thank you.
Or have its own little dongle that you could stick in whatever machine, like, come on. It's not hard.
Somewhere Sony, like the Sony president is laughing, he's not watching, but he has news alerts knowing that someone's talking about him. And they're like, oh no, that's not going to do it. We need to make all the money. You did see the thing that Sony's getting criticized for handicapping basically any ability for the Windows to get into the Japanese market.
Yep. Sony was trying to block the Activision Microsoft from acquiring from it's gonna hurt us, and then
meanwhile they're doing super anti-competitive practices in their home country.
I read a little bit about that. That's not other stuff, guys. I'm gonna have to bounce.
We're gonna go ahead and call it a day. Thank you guys for joining. If you're at home and you watch this, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Again, we'll be back next week and the week after for the next 2 episodes of Mandalorian. You'll probably notice next week I'm going to have a different background because I will not be here at my home base in my loot cave.
Do they have internet in Utah?
I will be. Yes, they have internet in Utah. Hopefully it won't be too janky. I know where I'm going. Just got new internet.
How many house is the internet there? How many baud is it?
Inner sanctum of a temple.
I don't know. I'll probably try to do some kind of little Monday or two before we do the Mandalorian thing. I'm gonna try to do what was announced at Star Wars Celebration over maybe. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna. Never mind. We'll get to it. Thanks for watching. May the force be with you. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here and see you next time.